Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about how to stop procrastinating and the problems that arise when we procrastinate on anything really. So procrastination is basically, it's pretty simple. You're aware that you have something to do. So it could be maybe you're in school and you have a test coming up and you know maybe you got 2 or 3 days, when you get home you have to study. And it's in your head all day. I know I have to study. I'm gonna go home and study, right? You tell yourself that you're gonna do it. You tell yourself that you're gonna commit to it. And then, for most people, they get home, they lay down, maybe they play some video games, they eat some food, and then next thing you know, they said they were gonna do the thing, and it's 8 o'clock at night and they still haven't done it. And it's like a last minute thing, and it's just, this is a way of living for most people, right? So it doesn't just apply to people, it doesn't just apply to students, right? So you could be a business owner. Let's say maybe you're a coach and you want to create a course, right? You know that you need to create a section of your course, but you've been procrastinating, you've been putting it off, you've been just kind of like, avoiding doing the work, right? So procrastination is applicable to any area of your life, right? You could be wanting to go to the gym, but hey, you can't seem to get your ass up and get in the car and go. So procrastination, I would say, there are some reasons why we procrastinate. Most of the reason why we procrastinate, in my opinion, is due to, well, for men, I think it's 2 reasons. You have an imbalanced dopamine reward center. So you're not getting dopamine is responsible for it's your reward center for when you accomplish a task. So, most guys are addicted to social media, drugs, porn, etc. So even when they do complete a task, right? Maybe it's something very minor, like doing a session of study for a test, or completing a workout, or creating a YouTube video for their business, or creating a section of their course for their business, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, right? When your dopamine is in rightly ordered balance, you get a reward and you get a sense of accomplishment that you otherwise wouldn't get if you were addicted to, all the things I just mentioned. So, even if, let's say you have your porn addicted, drug addicted man, right, trying to do whatever, right, trying to complete a workout, when he completes that workout, he's not going to get a big sense of accomplishment, right? So you got to think about it. If your brain is screwed up, that's where you got to begin. Procrastination is not something that's, obviously humans have a tendency towards laziness, but I think a lot of the reason why we procrastinate is because of our imbalanced dopamine receptors, right? The imbalance of our dopamine receptors in our brain. So if you understand that as the foundation, I think you can do things in a different way. Obviously you can work on your recovery from your addictions, right? And then once you have that kind of checked, in balance, like you're not addicted to porn anymore, you're not addicted to alcohol or video games, now you can begin to really feel that sense of accomplishment when you complete a task or complete a workout or study for a test or do whatever. So that's where I would begin. If you're if you're struggling with procrastination, it's something that like I said, we all deal with at times, but at the end of the day, you have to understand that it's in your control to get your addictions in check, right? To free yourself from those vices that are preventing you from doing what you need to do to create the life that you want. So with that being said, what else was I gonna say? So anyways, so it comes down to motivation, right? Primarily your drive to do things comes down to your motivation, which is directly tied to your testosterone. Another thing too is you could have low testosterone if you're a guy, right? So and typically, right, testosterone and drug and your addiction, testosterone and dopamine are typically tied in with your addictions and your junk food addiction, your lack of movement, your lack of exposure to sunlight, your lack of sleep, etc. Right? So when you get your addictions in check, when you start to develop good habits, you shouldn't really notice a problem with your desire to get things done. So that's really where it starts, right? Because we all want to get things done, but when we feel tired, when we feel lethargic, we tend to put things off because we feel like shit. If you feel like shit all day, if your dopamine screwed up, if you're getting constant withdrawal symptoms, if you're tired, if you feel negative, if you feel anxious, depressed, whatever negative thing you feel, it's going to be a lot more difficult to want to do things because your state is negative. So if your state's negative, right, it's a lot harder to get out of that state. But if your state's positive, you're going to naturally just want to do things because you feel good, right? So if you feel good, most of the time, or you feel, I'm not saying you got to feel like you're on top of the world, but if you feel like, all right, I feel pretty good right now. I'm well rested. I'm not addicted to any drugs. So there's really no impediments in your way to accomplishing your tasks, right? Or getting the thing done that you want to get done, right? So this is kind of like an overview. This is kind of like an overarching view, big picture view of procrastination in general, right? But and then here's the thing too. So we covered that, but here's the thing too. There's always going to be resistance. I made a video a few weeks ago talking about resistance. And resistance is that feeling of friction when you know you have to do something, right? It's a feeling. You all feel it when you know, like, hey, I got to get this thing done. I got to get this thing done, right? There's a friction of you in that thing, right? And your job, right, like I said, is to break through that friction and get to the task, right? Get to the workout, get in the car, get to the workout, open up your computer, work on your assignment, right? So guys, here's the thing. Once you get all the addictions and you fix your testosterone, you fix your dopamine, you'll notice it's a lot easier to get to your tasks, right? And you'll also notice that when you complete your tasks, you'll feel more accomplished. So you'll want to keep doing it, right? When you get a reward from something, right, you want to keep doing it. That's why we get addicted to food. We get addicted to drugs because the reward is so grandiose. Like think about okay, let's make a clear contrast here. Think of the dopamine spike you get from eating chocolate and watching porn in comparison to the dopamine hit you get from reading a book or going for a walk or doing something else like a lower dopamine activity. There's more pleasure associated with eating that chocolate and masturbating to porn. So if you understand that, it makes sense to reduce your dopamine to that base level where you get more joy from doing the basic things, because the things that are basic or the things that maybe require more effort, like going for a walk, going for a walk requires more effort than eating a piece of chocolate. Reading a book requires more effort than opening up a porn site and masturbating, right? You have to use your faculties, right? So it's a little more difficult because you have to use your body, you have to use your mind, right? So like I said, it's very important that you get your dopamine and your testosterone in check. And I think, like I said, once you have that as your foundation, I'm not saying you still won't have times where you're just not feeling like doing something, of course, right? Like we're not robots. We have feelings, we have emotions, we go through things happen. But I think in general, if you can kind of get that in check, you have a much more inclination and ability to get things done more efficiently and in a more timely fashion. So like I said, that resistance will always be there. I'm not saying it's just going to go away once you get your health in order and your mental health in order. But I think that's where we can begin. If you're someone watching this and you're struggling to, or maybe you get things done, but you want to get them done more efficiently. Maybe you want to just get things done, more quickly and not have to wait till like the end of the day to get it done, or wait excessive hours. You say, hey, I'm going to put it off later. You want to just be able to get it done in a more immediate sense. I think what I'm proposing here will be helpful to you guys. So yeah, guys, definitely understand that it starts with you, right? It starts with your brain, right? I think we underestimate how much of our daily activities and our tasks or the habits we want to create are tied literally to our neurology and our biology, right? So it's important to understand that, because like I said, you can be somebody who's like, why the hell am I not able to get shit done? You know, why am I not able to why do I not feel good when I accomplish this task, right? And it's because you don't understand your biology, you don't understand your neurological chemistry, right? So it's important to understand that, work on your addictions, work on getting your testosterone up. And like I said, I promise you, if you do that, there's no way you're gonna be a man, or you know, even a woman, if you're watching this, there's no way you're gonna be like procrastinating, right? You're gonna want to do things when you feel good, when your health's in check, when you're sleeping well, when you're in a good mood, right? You naturally just want to go out and do things. I've never seen somebody who's really like procrastinating on life, or, you know, slow to get things done, who's happy, healthy, well-rested, you know, positive, all those good things, right? So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will speak with you guys soon. Peace.